And, Mr. Speaker, as you have made clear, many members of the House staff will be able to continue to work from home, even with the House of Commons operating in physical form. Indeed, very few additional clerks will need to be present on the premises. Member staff will be able to continue to work from home, and the overwhelming majority of the House community will be able to continue to work from home, the exception being members of Parliament themselves. And why is that? Because the government's advice is if you need to go to work, you must go to work. And we see in this Parliament, in this House today, the ineffectiveness of scrutiny in comparison to what we see when this House is operating in the normal way. We have no flexibility of questions. The questions are all listed in advance. No ability for people to bob, to come in, to join in the debate. No cross-cutting of debate. No ability to advance arguments or take them forward. Simply a series of prepared statements made one after another. That's not the House of Commons doing its proper duty, its proper role of scrutiny of the government. But then there's the other side of it. Where are the bill committees? How are bills progressing? What is happening to the legislative agenda that this government was elected on in December? Or do we just ignore our constituents, ignore the voters and not get on with a proper parliamentary, a proper democratic system? The idea that our democratic system is not an essential one, is not the lifeblood of our nation, is not how the government is held to account in a time of crisis, is one that I think is surprising and extraordinary that it should be held by members of the opposition, that they should not wish to be here, challenging the government, holding them to account that they wish to hide behind a veneer of virtual parliament so that legislation is not progressed with. We have heard it. We have heard it from the shadow Scottish spokesman on these matters when he says that virtual parliament is a second-rate parliament. He wants us all to be second-rate, whereas I want us, Mr. Speaker, all to be first-rate, to get back to a proper parliament, because democracy is essential. What we do is essential. Holding the government to account is essential, and delivering on manifesto promises is also essential. And that is what I hope we shall be able to do after we come back from the Whitsun recess, in line with what is happening in other parts of the country. That the intention is for schools to go back. How can we say to our school children, you're safe going back, some of them, but that we're not? That we're going to hide away while school children are going back? Is that the right message to give to our constituents, Mr. Speaker? Are we a people set apart, a special class, who are exempt from what the rest of the country is doing? No, Mr. Speaker, we are not. We are the leaders of our nation, and we have a responsibility, and that responsibility falls on us to come back. But we can observe social distancing. We can look at the chamber as it's set out. We can look at the division lobbies that have been arranged by you, Mr. Speaker, to make sure that the clerks are safe and that members are safe. This is the right way for us to proceed so that there is proper democratic scrutiny and legislation may be brought forward in accordance with the mandate that the British people gave us. Stay at home, work from home if you can. We, in reality, cannot, and that is why we ought to be coming back.